Well, is Jason Momoa a lock as Lobo? Based on a recent report, it seems like this is indeed happening, and the character could very well be appearing much sooner than later. Let's talk about the report, where it's from, and why I think this is likely very, very true. Well, ever since James Gunn took over the DCU, there's been this ongoing speculation that Jason Momoa will indeed stay on in the universe, just not as Aquaman. Now, we had a new teaser recently for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and the movie does look like a lot of fun, but quite honestly, it is anticipated to be another pretty big flop for the DCEU and a pretty sad final chapter of that era. We all know James Gunn and Peter Safran are rebooting the DCU, and from the very early days of these new plans, one persistent rumor has been Jason Momoa would stay on but would be cast as Lobo. Now, he was the fan pick for Lobo for years, and quite honestly, when Zack Snyder cast him as Aquaman, many of us were pretty shocked. He's done a pretty admirable job as the King of Atlantis, but I'm pretty sure at this point, The Lost Kingdom is going to be the last chapter of that version of the character. Now, not only has James Gunn hinted several times at Lobo, but Momoa himself has really teased the character, but never fully seemed to confirm it. And that's kind of where today's report comes in. Now, this news comes from Jeff Snyder over on the Hot Mic podcast. And if you follow Snyder, you know he actually does work for the Hollywood trades and has really great insight and resources in the industry. But like anything, it's not from Momoa, it's not from Gunn, and it's not from DC Studios, so we want to take it with a grain of salt. Now, what Snyder is claiming is that Jason Momoa is not only in talks for Lobo, but he has actually been cast, and is expecting an announcement to be made sometime early next year. Now, this comes after all the previous reports that claimed the DCEU alum had officially entered talks for the character, but this is the first time we've actually heard the deal has been made, and Momoa will indeed move forward as Lobo. Now, additionally, he did go on to say that Momoa's main man could make an appearance in Superman Legacy, but that's yet to be confirmed, and actually, on that front, I have thoughts. Now, my main concerns with this report have to do with how soon he's returning to the screen as a new character, which could be confusing, and the fact the news has dropped now. With Momoa just playing Aquaman, it seems like a bit of a rush to get him back on screen as a different character, and I do think this would create some confusion for casual fans. Now, obviously, if there's heavy makeup and prosthetics and CGI, Momoa would look quite different, but I do think many people would recognize him, and for the casual moviegoer, that might be a little bit too much. I also have some issues with the idea that the deal has been sealed. Now, Momoa seemed pretty excited several months ago when he posted a video on social media leaving DC Studios in a talk with James Gunn, so it's possible the deal was done then. But as of right now, the Screen Actors Guild is on strike, so there's no real way that Gunn and Momoa's representation could have ironed this out in the middle of a strike. Now, there could be some backroom deals or winks and nods that have gone on that nobody is really officially aware of, but I think right now, as long as the strike's going on, we have to keep that in mind and set expectations accordingly. Now, Momoa will indeed return as Aquaman one last time this December, and honestly, I'm super excited about him becoming Lobo. From day one, everybody has said that is a part he was born to play, and although he did an admirable job as Aquaman, he 100% will be the perfect main man. When we get the announcement, we're gonna have to wait and see.